let Steve know. 1 second. All right, I've got the okay. Good evening, everyone. Today's meeting, the Norwood City School Board, it follows our bi-monthly meeting schedule. The first meeting of the month is called our committee meeting. At this meeting, we discuss fully our agendas for the board meetings to be held the third Thursday of each month. As board members, we encourage you to attend, watch, and listen to our committee discussions, resulting in action at the board meeting. For full disclosure, our committee meetings and board meetings are always announced, video and audio taped, as well as posted on our webpage for your viewing. All of our meetings are public and visitors are welcome. You could please call the roll.
Mr. Atwood. Present. Mrs. Rarica.
Present. I have a phone out here because that was stuff on it. And who was the class week? They said that you
Mrs. Taylor.
Present.
Mrs. Towner. Ms. Ballard.
Present. If everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 2 on our agenda is the approval and adoption of the agenda and the minutes from our regular board meeting last month on June 25th. If I could get a motion to accept items 2.01 and 2.02.
move to accept.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Atwood.
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Ms. Ballard.
Yes. Item 3, under board announcements, this is item 3.01. Wanted to find out if we had any board announcements.
Oh,
You
I
probably,
always forget until this happens.
most of your stuff is probably under
Oh,
avenues,
yeah, it's
though.
It's under the stuff that's already.
Okay, you got it. Well,
Oh, there we go.
I have one board announcement. I would like to welcome our special guest. With us this evening is the state board president, and also from Princeton City Schools and Great Oaks, my colleague and friend, Mary Cleveland. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. I would also like to mention an update that has been very dear and near and dear to my heart. The legislative piece that we've been working on for so long, I can officially say not only passed in June, but the governor signed it into law July 10th. So just this last couple of weeks ago, it is official, and it will go into effect this October. So we can apply it for this upcoming school year. So that's the news. Also, I did have some important dates to share with everyone. Things that parents are going to have to look out for, obviously, are going to be these back-to-school dates. Starting next month for August, the 12th and 13th is our kindergarten camp and screening. August 19th is the parent information night. August 20th is our first day of school, kindergarten through 5th grade. August 25th through the 27th will be preschool screenings by appointment only, so be sure to keep an eye out if you have need of signing up for those. Preschool open house is August 28th, and August 31st is the first day of official preschool. So those are some official dates to keep on your calendar for our littles coming into the district. Any other announcements? Important dates or anything? No? Okay. Item 3.02, I kind of covered some of those important dates. The other things to keep an eye out on are any sports activities that you guys have deadlines for, health screenings, things like that you need to turn in for fall sports. Make sure you're on track for those. All right. Item 4, this is the hearing of the public. We allow for public comment at our board meeting, but I don't believe we have anyone signed up for this evening. So we will move right on to item 5, and that's our superintendent's report and personnel. I will return it over one final time to Mrs. Mary Ronan, our superintendent.
Thank you, Madam President. When I've got the clicker, so all righty, here goes. I thought I'd share some end-of-year highlights that we had. The first thing is we sponsored an Adopt a Class thank you breakfast for the volunteers who worked at They were at Norwood View and Sharpsburg this year. They're starting up at Williams, and now they want to move to the middle school next year. So that was a lovely event. Next, Hamilton County Education Service Center celebrated our Norwood Teacher of the Year, Jen Harvey. It was very exciting. It was a great breakfast with hundreds of people, and Anthony Munoz was the master of ceremonies and presenting the award to her. So that was a lovely end-of-year highlight. Also, our treasurer, Jake Johnson, accepted the Ohio Auditor of State Award for Excellence in Financial Reporting. I think he's got that certificate right there. And just so you know what that means, we're only 13% of school districts and local governments get this award. And that means you have a clean audit report with no findings or significant deficiencies. So Keith Faber is the Auditor of State, and he sent a representative from his office down to present the award. So that was great to our Treasurer and Treasury Department. And then I just want to say, as my final report in my last board meeting, I'd like to say it's been an honor to be part of this remarkable board. And I wish to thank the board, the staff, the families, the community, everyone in this district. It's been a wonderful, wonderful 7 years. So thank you all so very much. And that concludes my report. Thank you. Oh, no, it doesn't, because I've got to do employment before I sign off here. All right, so that is actually 6.02 employment. Number one is employment. We do have Mrs. Akers is a retiree hire, and we did notice that in May and June is required by ORC. Also, I'd like to welcome, we have a number of student assistant aides we are hiring for next school year. And also, one individual has been helping us out with extended year services at Bobby B for one of our handicapped children. Under change of status, that is for either a different position an employee is moving to, or maybe they change the amount of time they work, from half-time to full-time. Then item number 2 is supplemental contracts for the upcoming school year. As you can see, we have lots of teachers who do extra work in technology, or their class advisors, etc. Now, numbers 3, 4, and 5. This is just, during the course of the year, we have to hire Norwood police officers to work at events, and this just gives our permission so that we don't have to try to get it through and be after the fact running it through a board meeting. It gives us permission to hire them ahead of time. Also, item number 4, the tutoring home instruction. Oftentimes we have a child on home instruction, needs tutoring, and we ask a teacher to do it, and that way we can do it without trying to wait a month before the board approves it. And it's the same with the OHA sanctioned tournament positions. In case we were in a tournament, we could hire some staff to work that. All right, then let's see. Oh, classified subrates. It has been a number of years since we have changed their salary, and we need to be competitive, and it was down around $9 an hour, and you really can't get anyone. So in this case, we're trying to tie it to 90% of the first step of the Ed Aid salary schedule. So as that increases, that'll increase by, 50 cents or whatever, because otherwise it gets frozen in time, and we just realized that we were grossly underpaying people and we're a hard time getting any classified subs. Let's see, the next item, number 7, stipends. These are for teachers who've agreed to take student teachers from our local universities, and they do get a stipend for that. Item number 8, these are our pupil activity contracts. As you can see, fall and winter sports are on here, and also all, band and silhouettes for that programming. Then right under that, we're revising the pupil activity stipends because I believe underneath it we had a resignation. So when the assistant football coach resigned, other people moved in. So I had to go over and talk to Laura to sort out who's getting what. So that's what that item is about. And I believe that is it. So thank you. This does indeed conclude my report this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Ronan. I would like to get a motion to accept items 1 through 8 under 5.02 employment.
I'll make a motion to accept items 1 through 8 in 5.02 employment.
I'll second that motion.
May I get a called roll, please?
Mr. Atwood,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Ms. Ballard.
Yes. Continuing under the superintendent's report, we actually have one more item for you, Mrs. Ronan. Unbeknownst to you, we might have had this little dinner, but I've also been kind of planning a little dedication. I know how much you love having your name on a building. So,
Oh, dear.
in keeping with those practices, I would like to introduce you to the Ronan Camp House courtyard. Please watch.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Oh, my goodness.
So if I could read what I've written here, and I have sent this to the board, and I hope that those sentiments carry. This communal space is dedicated in honor of Mary Ronan, Superintendent, and Julie Camphouse, Treasurer, for their distinguished service to the Norwood City School District. Through years of collaborative leadership, they demonstrated a steadfast commitment to our community, strengthening the district and creating greater opportunities for Norwood students. Their dedication, vision, and partnership exemplify the highest ideals of public service, leaving a legacy that will inspire future generations to lead with integrity and purpose. Dedicated with deepest respect and appreciation by the Norwood Board of Education.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, it was Julie, it was my pleasure and Julie's pleasure to really work on all the beautification, all the playgrounds for the children, the space for parents here. Oh, that's so lovely. I wish Julie were here. Oh, my gosh.
We did too. We were going to try to get Julie here as well.
Thank you.
We didn't want to overdo the signage.
No,
It's safe for TV.
that's lovely.
But
Thank you.
we figured with this type of space, it really shows the dedication to the community side that you guys put in. And you two really set a great example for those coming in behind you for what a collaborative relationship should be in this role. And not every district has the honor of having a team that strong at the helm, and I really want to appreciate you to the fullest and make sure the public is able to use this space and remember the efforts that you and Julie made.
Oh,
thank
thank you. We loved every minute of it. And I get excited when I see parents sitting out under the umbrella tables. I go, oh, good, our parents are using it. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
And I also brought in, like I said, our state president. If you'd like to say a word, you can tap into that microphone there.
I can speak loud, though. I've learned to do that. Well, first of all, I just have to say, you are an amazing leader. Have been for many, many years. We've known each other many, many years. And I've been able to watch you just grow and blossom, but most importantly, give back and give back and give back. I can't speak enough in terms of what you've brought to the students within the Cincinnati region, but to the state. I mean, you have made it where others have tried to do what you've done and not have done it as successfully as you. So I have to say thank you, because I know the many, many, many families that have benefited from your leadership, you know, again, across this whole region, legacies. And when you speak your name, people know who you are. So for that, I am so grateful that I'm here, yet again, to support you. But I am so grateful to the Norwood community that embraced you 7 years ago. I just
I was
remember.
very fortunate. They kept me.
Wouldn't let her go is more
Well,
Right.
and I understand why. But when I heard that, I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. Because I knew you would do that. I mean, I know your what you bring to the table, so I knew that you would do something amazing here in Norwood as well. So again, thank you for all of the students and their families that you've touched along the way. It means amazingly for the Cincinnati community at large. Because remember, when you touch a family, you're touching them not just at that moment, but for legacies in the future. So thank you.
Thank you And your kind words.
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay through the end. It will be a longer meeting this evening, but I really appreciate you.
you said it
bringing-
will be a long?
It will be a longer meeting possibly
Okay.
than our usual meeting, but
After being in meetings and meetings and meetings all week. But let me also say to all of you who are serving our students, I can't say how much I appreciate you enough. What happens once our kids come back, as you know, is hard work. I know it's not easy, from the decisions that are being made here in the boardroom to the actual implication of what happens when they get into the classroom. So I have to say thank you. I get the opportunity now to go across the state, and I've been to every corner. People keep saying, well, how much mileage? I don't even want to look. But I have had the opportunity to go into a lot of districts around the state, and I am so proud to be a part of this Hispanic community. I really am. I mean, I say it, and I don't think people really believe me, but what we're doing here is, it is setting the tone for the rest of the state. And oftentimes we don't know that because we're in the midst of it. But we are doing some incredible things here. And I'm always so proud to be able to go out and tell others, because they ask me, so how did you guys do that? Or how did this district do that? And it's always something out of Southwest Ohio. So I'm saying to you, even if no one tells you this, your work is not going unnoticed. You are doing some incredible work here. And just as I stated, and every time we touch one student, we're touching a legacy. So continue to do what you're doing. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it makes what I do so much easier. When I can say I'm coming from Southwest Ohio, people at least listen. They may not stay tuned, but they listen. But again, but thank you seriously for what you're doing. So, and I'm glad I had a chance to come by. But I'm going to head out because I have my own board meeting tomorrow night.
all right.
Believe it or not, on a Friday.
Not fair, not fair.
It happens, so.
Well, the OSBA president is busy one. You attend a lot of meetings, but thank you for coming to ours tonight. I really appreciate it.
And I
Thank you.
can't wait to see what happens next. But remember, you have a friend, and if you ever need, seriously.
I don't know if I have a third act in me, though.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's another district already thinking about.
She has
It better be
other
located on a
plans.
Florida beach.
Bye.
Bye, Mary, thank you. So yeah, just a little something to put
Thank you
together.
so much.
for
Oh, my
you.
gosh. So it's out there already? So I can go out and take a picture of it?
We'll take a picture after the board meeting.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
But I truly appreciate you, and the state notices and we notice,
Well,
of
this was lovely. Thank you. Thank you all so very much.
course.
And we brought you flowers.
Those are
And
gorgeous.
there is an
Thank you.
envelope in there. I wrote a mushy letter.
Oh, that'll make me
See, I
cry,
read
so
my
I
mushy
haven't
words.
read it yet.
I know, and then after I wrote it, I was like, those were not even the right mushy words, and I don't even think I should say more mushy words in this meeting, because they'll be really mushy.
We'll just read it later so we don't get teary-eyed. How about that?
It's too late. Wah!
But thank you. Thank you all very, very much.
You're welcome. All right. Well, with that part taken care of,
Does anybody else want to say mushy things?
I'm gonna say it later.
Okay.
we're gonna say more mushy things later.
Yeah.
And insert mushy things for Eleni. She sends her regrets for not being able to be here this evening with us, but she also really appreciates you. And
me a nice
yes,
Aw.
yeah, just wanted to make sure that was said as well. All right, moving right along. Item number 6. This is our policy committee report, and I will turn this over to Mr. Atwood.
Thank you, Madam President. So under 6.01, the informational report, so I am pleased to share that we are moving our policies to a new platform called Simbly as part of our partnership with OSBA. Training has already begun for staff who support the policy work for the district, and this will allow a more effective policy management process. Not that we were inefficient to begin with, but this just keeps us in line with the work that comes out of OSBA. So we are also streamlining the terminology throughout the policy manual and the numbering of the regulations. And if you don't recall, we already passed a resolution saying that just the basic terminology thing. Like, it doesn't have to come up for a vote every time. It's just,
Yeah.
Oh, like when we just change a reference and.
change a reference, or they change a term from one thing
And
to
to
another.
If it
that.
said he/she and they change it to they, that type of,
It's,
that's a
it's-
change we don't need to vote on, it's just there.
That's lovely.
It's just a
So
grammatical
many of them
change,
are
it's
like
not a
that.
substantive change, right? All substantive changes will still be brought before us to review. Which leads me to 6.02, and that's to have the second reading of the following policies that we've been just working on for the last couple of months. And that's DHGA, which is the credit card policy, JED, which is the student absences and excuses, JHCD, the Regulation 3, which is the administering of medicines to students, specifically for the use of the epinephrine auto-injectors, JEDA, which is our truancy policy, which is getting a minor revision, and then JHCD, which is the administering of medicines to students, which coincides with the regulation. There really haven't been any pushback on the changes in those policies, so I would like to make a motion that we approve these, have the second reading, so those policies can go into full effect.
I second that.
I know that the JEDA policy that covers truancy may be affected again, based on the law that I was talking about earlier, the House Bill 455. There's a section in there about absenteeism that might affect this one, so you might see it pop back up for another change later. I'm just,
Which is fine.
I'm
Yeah.
just giving you a heads up on that one. A chunk of that bill related specifically to attendance. There's
Yeah.
also a section on transportation, which shouldn't affect us too much, but that section may be impacted.
Yeah, so I
Potentially.
believe what has changed now, and Mrs. Chesson can help me out here with this, it's really about the hours, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. All right, so we motioned,
Oh, I
we second.
seconded.
Yep,
Okay, we can call the roll?
Mr. Atwood,
yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Ms. Ballard.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Atwood. Moving on to the Education Committee report. This is usually Mrs. Towner. She's out this evening, so we'll turn this over to Mrs. Rarica.
Hey, do you have something on your computer? Because mine
I can,
is not that great tonight.
that's okay, I can try to read it here.
Yeah, you read it. You read it.
Okay. Item
Like, I can't get to it that
7.01
easily.
is the approval of our 26-27 handbooks. They have already gone through that process, and this is just the night of approval. If I could get a motion to approve the 26-27 handbook.
I'll second that.
I need a motion.
Oh, I thought you were
I
giving the
didn't.
motion, sorry. I will motion to approve the 26-27 handbooks.
So I will second that motion.
Okay.
Good job.
Are there any discussions about this upcoming handbook for this school year?
Yes, so I just want to make sure that we're kind of consolidating the formatting of the book so that they all at least look somewhat similar.
Yes, yeah, thank you for your feedback.
Yes,
When
I
we
like the
attached them a
feedback.
week ago, we were still working on them. So we have taken everyone's suggestions, we've made the formats look the same. You had mentioned there was something in the preschool that needed to be in the Montessori, we did that too. And part of,
So the Montessori section in the elementary handbook was added, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Perfect.
And there's actually a separate Montessori, and yes. We just did a whole separate booklet for them.
Oh,
That's
I
what we
didn't
did.
see the,
It should be on there.
It's.
And-
There
A
is,
lot of things.
I
There
don't
is
even
a
have an
link.
attachment
Yeah.
in here,
it's
so.
in 7.02. It's linked at the bottom of.
Yeah, it's linked at the
7.02
bottom. And
Instead of 7.01.
the other problem was when we attached them as a PDF, the table of contents and the tabs aren't live. So then it looked like it wasn't on the right page. But if we send you the link and then you can go into Google Docs, then it all looks better.
Okay.
So that was part of
Would
the
we be able to
problem
get
when
that
we
emailed
attached it.
out?
I was gonna say, because it's asking me to
just
sign
resend.
in.
Oh
Yeah, it's-
dear.
Yeah, so,
That's fair.
I can't
So
give you
you-
those.
I can't help you with that.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
That's all right, but if you guys say, hey, those are all in there.
Yeah, I knew we were working on the format, and you mentioned that was a great suggestion that you
Yeah.
had. But yeah, I think we might not be able to see it until it goes live, unfortunately. But if you can send us that link when it's
That's
cleared
just
up on
the-
your guys'
the
end, that would be fantastic.
I have a
Student
little
athlete?
thing I
Okay.
noticed,
The
but
last
it,
meeting.
telling you guys might not help me out here, but, when you put the bios of all of us, if we could just take out the line on me, this is, Alice has lived here for so many years, because it's really out of date, and we shouldn't have to keep changing the year every year, so just get rid of that sentence.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
Sorry, it's
And with
silly.
Eleni, we might need to update. I don't know if she's added
I
a
read
bio or not.
hers, and
Is
it's
there?
just,
Okay, I didn't know if it had, I haven't gone
she
in
and her
to look.
husband, their kids,
Okay.
it says she was first appointed, now elected. It was short
But
and,
that's a good
and
point.
more vague.
Yeah, we tried to take out the year you were first elected, or elected again and again. So we've
Right.
taken those dates out because you're right, that gets
I'm fine to
Then
say.
you have to
we've
change it
served
every
since
outdated and has
first
to be
election year
changed.
is
Yeah.
fine. Like,
Yes.
we've served since. Blah,
Yeah.
blah,
Yeah.
blah.
I
But
can
if that's
just take
something
it
you'd
out.
like us to do, we'd be happy to review our bios. And
Oh,
make
that would be
sure
great.
If we wanted to update anything, we can
I
do
know,
that
I've
for you
been-
and then just let you know. Something to update. Okay.
Also, mine says her 2 kids in school. Well, now I have a graduate.
Oh, you're
So, yeah,
right.
so
See?
just write
It's
write
hard
up
to
a new
keep
one
track.
And send it in, and I'm sure they can update that. It'll probably be easier.
Oh, yeah.
Since we don't print them anymore and they're all online, it is easy to make these changes. So that works.
Right.
I'm sure
Joe's working
there's
on it
not
right
many
now, he
people
said.
who read
Look at
them
him go.
either way, but
All right. Any other discussion on the handbooks? Okay, we could call a vote.
Mr. Atwood,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Ms. Ballard.
Yes. And item 7.02, that's the informational report. These are some of the dates that I had already mentioned. Since Eleni wasn't here, I already brought them up at the beginning, but just to review, August 18th is the parent night at the elementary schools. That will be from 4 to 7 p.m. On August 19th is going to be the parent information night for the middle school and high school, also from 4 to 7 p.m. The first day of school for K through 12 is August 20th. First day for preschool is August 31st. And again, I mentioned there are registration dates and sign-up dates that are also available to you. You can check those out. If you have questions, contact our board office for information, and they can direct you to your building and all the information. And that concludes item 7 on our agenda. Item 8, this is our Buildings and Grounds Committee report. I'll turn this over to Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, Madam President. I have a report from Mr. Peter. The middle school in Montessori we have deep cleaned approximately 25 ceiling cassettes in classrooms. Norwood View Cafeteria has had the unit ventilators removed, walls patched, and floor tile installed to fill in the voids. As we're all aware, Norwood had a major rain event this past Friday. We had water issues at Norwood View, Williams Avenue, and the high school. At View, we had water come in the center courtyard area and travel down each side hallways. This was all vacuumed up on Friday evening. At the high school, we had water come in the Sherman Avenue entrance and get in the mini auditorium. This too was addressed Friday evening with help from staff that were on site getting ready for the parade. Williams Avenue took the majority of the damage. The water pressure from the parking lot bent the lowest panel of the garage door and went in, which caused the massive amount of water into the garage. The water level in the garage reached about 2.5 feet. Overhead door has been contacted to get a quote to replace the damaged part of the door. The 2 doors between the garage and the hallway were closed, so the amount that got in to the occupancy areas of the admin ground floor was a few inches. Unfortunately, the elevator took a lot of water, and we're still trying to learn what equipment we'll need to replace to get it operational again. As far as materials in the garage, we had about a skid and a half of copy paper and about 4 skids of ice melt that will need to be replaced. We are also waiting on a quote to address the copy machine that took on water. We'd like to give a huge shout out to maintenance crew that working past midnight to minimize the damage.
Thank you,
Thank
John.
you.
Yeah, thank you. It's not fun. Did it for years.
So
Not
I
fun.
just want to add to that, you know, because we did a lot of work out there in that parking lot, and we put those retention basins that are under.
Yeah.
So those retention basins were full. So John was mentioning to me earlier that, you know, when those things fill up and that top float activates, there's a light on a panel that tells you if those things have, so the rain was so much that it filled the retention basins that we put in to prevent this from happening. It was just so much water.
Yeah.
So,
And he also said that, I guess due to the flooding elsewhere in Norwood, the water had nowhere to go to empty out. So therefore, the water couldn't even empty out of the vats for more water to come in, which inevitably caused more issues.
Oh, you're
Right.
off.
Water not to go anywhere.
It's still off, but,
so, you know, the work that we did in order to try and alleviate this,
yeah.
you know, did what it was designed to do. It was just
Too
more,
much.
it was just too much.
It was just a lot of rain. That's a lot of rain.
It was
Um,
crazy.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get my evaluation next week because everybody's coming in. So I've got guys coming next week from the insurance to deal with the water that came in. It came in through my window and down, like completely through the side of the house. Didn't even bother with the basement, just came in through the window. So that's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I assume this is something that we apply through, given the amount of damage through our insurance and everything. So we're on the list for that. Okay,
If I may shout out to Mr. Lee and Mr. Nelson.
yes.
They were there. They called me over. We vacuumed up the Mini. Found all the two military guys that knew how to solve a crisis very quickly. The Mini was rescued thanks to them and Hawk. And that was just one of those cool moments where you get to see Norwood step up. So glad I have a picture of it in my first report for you.
Oh,
It was a good crew.
he's
We
so
we kind of had
excited
fun. I'll
already,
be honest.
guys.
How'd we do? How was our work? All right, thanks for lying to me.
So for that part, did the water come up through those side doors and in the Mini
Yes,
that way?
Sherman was so bad, it was up to the car door of my car if I would have.
Yeah.
through it. 5 cars were stranded and pulled out.
Our pharmacy got shut down.
And it came in
Power's out.
It came in through the Sherman side doors and for some reason didn't go down the cafeteria, just went the same as the Mini.
Oh, well, that's
And,
nice.
Honestly, it was about as well as, it was probably the best place.
Did the cafeteria side
Nothing.
didn't come in that door? I
Uh,
expected that to flood in. It usually is where we would get water.
The best of the worst.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for all that work. That is a lot.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Mike, 8.02?
Okay, we just have one facility usage approval. Thank you to Norwood Little Indians for sponsoring, oh, wait a minute, I gotta go up. Norwood Little Indians will be sponsoring a free back-to-school haircuts from Barbershop and Beauty Shop, which is Billy and Maria Peace, on Sunday, August 9th from 8 to 6 p.m. So that concludes my report.
Oh, they're gonna do it in the cafeteria,
Yeah.
not in their shops? Oh.
Yeah, they're going to do
Well, it's
it.
a lot easier for
There's a
families. They can
few-
come
Yeah.
in and line up.
And they'll have more
and
room.
They'll have a lot more space. They've done this before. It's a really helpful event for our families. Get their back-to-school haircut ready to go, and something that, you know, that they've been doing for a little while, and it's wonderful. So appreciate that give back to
I
the
just thought
community.
they always did it in their shop.
I
think
think
they
there's
did
a few.
before.
There's a few more. I think barbers and
That are
beauty
gonna
that are going
come
to come
in
in
now.
to work with them, so they're going to need the more room.
That's fantastic. Community stepping up. All right, can we get a motion
Oh,
for that one? Or
I'll
Mike,
move-
are you motioning?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the facility usage.
All right.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion on that one? If, for those who might be new to Norwood or not know about Billy and his wife Maria, they have a shop on Forest Avenue. Check them out. They're great, and they're always giving back to the community for veterans, for our athletes, for our students. So go support them as a local business. All right, if we could go ahead and call the roll.
Mr. Atwood,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Ms. Ballard.
Yes. Item 9 is our Finance Committee report. Turn that over to our treasurer, our newly awarded treasurer.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Mr.
Madam
Johnson.
President. Just brief little informational report here. Beginning to work on our August forecast this week. Really going to start diving in next week. It's not really ideal not having any new payroll information as far as the new year goes, but we'll do the best we can with that. Shout out to Forecast 5. They do a great job in assisting us with all that preparation. I had in here on another note, as spoken before, we're going to have some losses there on the flooding. Insurance has been contacted, ball's rolling there. Other than that, we're moving right along with the start of the fiscal year. I look forward to making it a good one. So that will take us to 9.02, financial reports, monthly reports, which are also our year-end reports, or year-end financials are attached for your review. 9.03, appropriation resolution. This is our temporary budget for the current year and 412 certificate. It will remain temporary until we submit our final appropriations in October. 9.04, certificate of beginning balances and total amount from all sources available for expenditures. This annual report starts the required oversight from the county auditor. Future versions of this will become what you're used to seeing, called the amended certificate. This first one is just a little bit different as far as their titling of the report goes. And 9.05, a resolution to declare transportation impractical. Per ODEW mandates, each district must transport private and community school students or declare it impractical. Because we have no transportation department and all schools fall outside our district, it is impractical to transport. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, if I could get a motion to accept and approve 9.01 through 9.05.
I will motion to approve 9.01 through 9.03. Is there a 5?
5.
5. I haven't turned the page.
It's okay.
5.
That's why I said 5.
I will second.
I know.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Any
sorry.
discussion on those?
We're all upset because Mary's leaving. It's hard to think. And we had a flood. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been a trying week.
But they're on it, so.
Yeah.
All right. No discussion. We'll go ahead and call the vote.
Mr. Atwood?
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Ballard?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, item 10, this is the most exciting part of our evening. It's where we kick everyone out. Welcome to executive session. Let's see here. It is 6:39 p.m., and I'd like to get a motion to enter into executive session.
I'll make the motion
Oh, yeah, good
that
job.
we enter into
I'll read it.
executive session.
I will read it.
You'll
I
read it?
will
Yep.
Second
All right.
that.
All right. In accordance with ORC 121.22G1, the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or the investigation of charges, complaints against a public employee, official, licensed, or regulated individual. We have a motion and a second. I would like to go ahead and call the vote.
Mr. Atwood?
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Ballard?
Yes. Time is 6:40, and we will go ahead and enter executive session. Thank you. If you want to turn your mic back on, we are ready to come out of executive session. All right. All right, the time is 7:35. We are coming out of executive session and moving into item 11. This is our personnel board recommendations. On our agenda for this evening is a resolution to amend our treasurer's contract and directing the superintendent and board president to amend that contract. So I'm going to, let's see here, go for a vote. I'd like to motion that we go ahead and approve this action item.
I will second that.
Any discussion?
I think since Jake has stepped into the role, I think he's demonstrated that he was the right guy for the job. He's very professional, he's very qualified, and he's fantastic to work with.
Absolutely.
Yes, he
I
is.
concur.
Thank you.
All right, if you
A
could,
plus plus.
if you could call that vote for me. Thank
Mr. Atwood,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Ms. Ballard.
Yes. All right, I'd like to go ahead and read the resolution to amend the contract. Resolution to amend treasurer's contract. The Board of Education of Norwood City School District, Hamilton County, Ohio, on July 23rd, with a quorum present, has moved to the adoption of the following resolution. Whereas Brandon Jake Johnson is licensed by the state of Ohio to occupy the office of treasurer and otherwise possesses outstanding qualifications for the office. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education of the Norwood City School District that, under Section 1, the board hereby amends the treasurer's contract of Brandon Jake Johnson as indicated in attached documents Exhibit A, effective August 1st, 2026. It is found and determined that all formal action of this Board of Education concerning and related to the adoption of this resolution was adopted in an open meeting of this board, and all deliberations of the board that resulted in such formal action were adopted in meetings open to the public in compliance with all applicable requirements to the Ohio Revised Code. It has been moved and seconded, and we all called the vote. Congratulations. Thank you so much for your service and for your willingness to step into this role so well. And I hope that you know that we appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Moving on to our item 12 ad hoc reports. First on that list is the Avenues for Success report. Mrs. Rarica.
Thank you, Madam President. So you heard me say for months before, the backpack school supply event would be at Norwood Day at Shea, and it was this past Saturday. It was great. It was a great partnership between Avenues and the Norwood Business Women's Club. They both benefited from this. I do believe everyone was super happy. I was in my section, I could see them, and I visited, and everything went smoothly. It was great. Hope you got your backpack and supplies and got to swim. So it was great. Dun, 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 that's it.
Thank you. Item 12.02, our Norwood Community Television report. Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, Madam President. I do not have a report this month, but I did see Tyler on Friday setting up for the parade.
Well, I'll add
And
that
then we
he
know
came to Norwood Day, so he did get to do some stuff at Norwood Day.
I saw all the stuff set up, but we all know what happened, so, but that's it.
That's fair. All right, item 12.03, the Great Oaks report, and that is for me. This past week, in fact, I got back yesterday, was our our ACTE conference in Columbus. That's a 3-day event specifically for career tech, very similar to the workshops that we go to in the fall, but on a slightly smaller scale and more focused on career techs from across the state of Ohio. We were able to present a Lifetime Achievement Award to Harry Snyder, our CEO, and he was honored there on Tuesday in front of all of the delegates there. The really cool thing about Oaks, and I know that we're connected to them, is that everybody in the state, like how Mary was talking about, how they look to Southwest, the CTEs do that with Oaks. We are ranked nationally, and when Ohio comes to this conference, they see us roll deep. We're a big contingent, And they come to us for examples of how to run programs, examples of how to create programs, how to support staff, how to support students. And industry professionals look to us to partner for any growth that they have in their industry. And every single person that I talked to at this event, whether it was a vendor that we've worked with for years or someone who's coming in new, is just like, oh, you're from the Oaks, you're from the Oaks, you're from the Oaks. So I just want to say, like, we may not realize how much of a gift it is to have that in our backyard as an option for our students to attend, because people from all over the state are looking to us as an example. So it's just a really cool partnership that we have, and it's a really neat conference. I got to learn a lot there, but the meeting this month is it's a little bit lower key usually in July. We also do our treasurer and superintendent report. I was out of town, and apparently it went till 1:30 in the morning.
Oh dear.
And it was one of the biggest meetings that we've ever had. And they were just dealing with a lot of stuff, and it was a long meeting, apparently, so I guess I'm glad that I missed that one. But we did have some recognition of our adult ed program. Since we don't have students there in the summertime, they were focused more on adult workforce development. And they were saying that the testing centers were able to admit over 1,300 exams to adults who are taking programs at Oaks. So it was just a really good achievement for our adult program. Like I said, I did not get to attend, and I'm kind of glad that I missed that one. So that concludes my report, and I will not keep you till 1:30 in the morning tonight, I promise. Moving on to item 12.04, that's the OSBA legislative report. Mrs. Rarica.
Why, thank you, Madam President. As I told you last month, they're in recess now, but I will remind you that now until November is a great time to contact and meet with your state reps and senators. Our state senator is Catherine Ingram. She does meetups in, Bond Hill at Deluxe Cafe, very near here. I've gone to it. And then our rep is Ashley Bryant Bailey, and she might have some meetups. Just check out her page. If you want help, I will tell you what their phone numbers are if you send me a text or something. Also that they just reported a little more on the math portion of, State Bill 19? Just that there will be a trigger if kids get a state score that's below whatever to get math tutoring. And then they've changed all kinds of policies to make this possible. So I won't bore you with that, but they did. And then the other thing I noticed that they talked about, because they're on break, so they're going to talk about other things. But lots of other states are right now passing legislation to help limit vouchers because they're terrible and they're taking all our money. So in particular, Rhode Island just passed a bill to limit charter schools in their state. It was something like their state allowed 30-something charter schools, and they're going to take it down to 20-something to help with that. And then other states were also doing similar things. And so I was like, that's encouraging. Because then they also talk about states that are doing the opposite. But also those states that are going voucher hard, their scores are dropping like a stone in a well. And they are going way down on the list of like best in education, like way down. And sorry, Florida, it was you. So that's who they talked about. Is that all my things? Oh, well, and we got this really fun graphic. If you like to talk about property taxes, because I know it's a hot button topic right now. And this fun graphic will show you about how you are not saving in property taxes, even though these new legislations tell you that they are. It is just shifting the responsibility of property tax and the things that it pays for onto homeowners and farmers. I know here we don't think about farmers, but yeah, wow, I hope the farmers step up and get mad and help us out. But if you need help understanding about what's going on with property tax, I will post this, take a picture and post that. And if you want to, I'll talk about it for days, but not right now. Okay, that's it. Back to you.
I guess in addition to that, OSBA invited me to speak on their it's a report podcast hosted by OSBA, and they interviewed me yesterday after the conference, since I was up in Columbus anyway, to discuss House Bill 455 in detail so that school districts will become familiar with the policy since it goes into effect this fall. And they liked my interview so much, they said they're going to move it up and air it hopefully next week. So I'll be sure to share that online. I mentioned the efforts that you guys did going up to the State House and the ladies that helped me, write it and make sure that it was good, and OSBA's efforts in making sure the legalese was properly instituted, so that it was such a team effort to get it off the ground. So I really appreciate the opportunity to work with OSBA and present it in that manner, and hopefully I'll be able to share that with you guys soon.
It's amazing after 20 years and that changed. So congratulations.
Yeah.
20 years, wow.
Oh, wow.
Now, see, it's funny when they said it goes in October, then that's after this year's report card comes out, so it won't help the graduation rate on this
This year.
report card, it'll be the following.
Right. It said October 9th specifically, so after report card dates. So it'll be effective for 26, 27 school year. Yeah.
And then you can write another one for the many other things that
They
they
did
gave
ask
us
me, they
on.
said, what's next? And I was like,
Yes.
honestly, I there's so many, I don't know.
Right?
I gotta pick a fight, but I don't know what's next yet.
But it is
Oh,
impressive after
maybe,
20 years, because we tried years ago, the state superintendent, and they're not new.
It's
Oh,
been,
we went, February 2020, right after I got elected.
right,
Me
but the
and Brandon and
process
Candace Winterbauer. a
from
parent.
writing it has been 2 years. To get it from when it was written to passing it and signed into law has been 2 years. So it's been longer than that, obviously, that we've been trying to figure out how, but 2 years since it's actively been in circulation. So,
Yeah, and in 2020, in that, when we went and testified, that was really where the light bulbs in the room started going off, like, oh, this is a thing.
yeah.
Right, people, some of the representatives came out and asked Brandon, oh, what you said, that's very interesting. What is it they do?
And I didn't mention that in the
Yeah.
timeline part, that it was so far back. I focused kind of on the 2 years, but I did say, like, we came up here, we realized there was a problem, we talked about the major problem, and was told there's nothing you could do about it. That's where it kind of kicked off.
Well, the next
So
one,
the timeline isn't very specific, so,
It's all right.
but,
the next one that's on my mind, in case you want to pick one, is the one where every kid who moves away and can't be tracked is still a student who doesn't graduate, even though they are not at your school.
right.
The school of last known residents or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think one of my fights that I've been considering is also the No Child Left Behind, and how that legislation has really impacted districts in a really negative way, which wasn't the intention, but it is the outcome. Because it became just passing, just pass them, when kids were not meeting the standards and missing the reading goals, missing math goals. I think it needs restructuring and reworking, so that might be next. I don't
That's
know.
a good one.
Here is the next thing we probably have to do.
Oh,
There
you're
was
off.
a big transportation meeting.
You're off.
Big transportation meeting, which normally, since, we're a walking school district, we don't pay much attention to.
Yes.
So I just know after the report was finished and sent to our elected officials, there was a lot of back and forth from the chair of the committee saying, this isn't the report that we submitted. It's all been changed since we turned it in. So apparently, the recommendations of the committee were overridden by our elected officials, but they're talking about getting rid of in lieu of transportation, and you just approved it tonight, because so many students are impractical to transport. Like, we probably have 40 students at various charter schools around the city and quite a distance.
Right.
So if they were to eliminate in lieu of, they would say we'd have to transport them. So can you imagine having to contract for buses for 2 children to go 30 or 40, and you're not supposed to be on a bus more than 30 minutes, north. Then there's kids who go west, and then there's kids who go east. And we would have to figure out and spend, gosh, it could be several $1,000,000 trying to transport 30 or 40 students because they're scattered all over
Yeah.
the tri-state area. It's pretty frightening. And everyone's concerned because it wasn't what it was the transportation committee of districts trying to come up with best practices, and suddenly when it was submitted, it was changed by the folks in Columbus who would like to make sure that because I believe a lot of the voucher schools and charter schools says it hurts our enrollment when they don't get transportation. Well, the district can't afford to transport them because they're so far away and there's only one child. So how in the world can you hire a van or a bus for one child and then one for another child going 30 miles in the different direction?
Yeah.
So it truly is impractical. But right now, I think our elected officials in Columbus don't like that because they want to increase the number of vouchers in charter schools.
Right.
So that is on the horizon, and people are very worried. And that would definitely hurt a district like Norwood, where everyone walks. We don't even have buses, and then suddenly you're having to contract buses for 1 or 2 children. That could be an incredible hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of expense. So it's frightening that is out there and everyone's concerned. And it looks like this was proposed by the Transportation Committee, and it wasn't. So
I've
that
mentioned
may
to you-
we may need you again is what I'm saying, Amber, to go up, because but at least we'll have other voices with us because everyone's really concerned, even the rural districts, because, oh my gosh, especially the rural districts, they spend a fortune in transportation,
So I've mentioned it to you before.
but
But
it's,
since we're a walking district, I think there should be a caveat that if you're a walking district and none of your students are bused, no student
I
deserves to
know.
be bused.
Can you imagine that, saying the parents were spending $1 million to transport 40 children
Right.
hither and yon, but yet your child has to walk?
Right.
It
Now, to
doesn't make any
provide-
sense.
To provide, student transport for anybody with a disability that
1.9
needs
million,
it,
Joe said.
perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
it's frightening.
But if your district in general doesn't transport, then it shouldn't have to transport any student that would take a traditional voucher. But I think we should keep in lieu of, for those schools who do transport buses, it's like, okay, well, you already have transportation in place. I get that. You'd be busing anyway. We don't bus, so we should not therefore be financially responsible to bus. And other small districts like ours, many are, yay big, don't bus their students and shouldn't be responsible to bus other kids elsewhere. So, yeah, I might have to
I
add that
would
on my
say
list.
yes, because I believe it's on the horizon, and it just happened in June. So
Chris,
I
let's put
was
that on the
nervous
menu.
when I read it.
We'll start working on that. How's that? Okay, we'll start on that next.
So see, you shouldn't have asked what's
Hey,
up next.
I want to know because they asked me in that interview, and I'm literally like, I don't know
Some bad news, Mary.
what's next.
Your last hurrah.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
no, that's not bad news. That's good news. Make
It's
me
just
mad,
worrisome.
And things happen.
That's right, that's
Like,
Yeah, but when they start talking about that, means in the next year or two it will become law, and that's what's so frightening. They're just starting to talk about it, so
Yeah.
be careful.
Okay. Okay.
Well, hopefully that becomes one of those catalysts for every district in the state to get mad.
It will.
And write in and.
Yes.
And go
Because
speak
it's
out,
so
testify like
expensive.
Brandon did when he
Yeah.
went up there. You know, it really is important for board members and for families to go up and testify for the needs of their districts, because that's what helps keep us afloat when we can afford things, and paying for costs that are completely irrelevant to a district like ours just hurt the bank and put us in bad positions that we don't want to be in, nor do our taxpayers want to be
The
in.
state should fund it. If they want to get rid of in lieu of, then they should take over the transportation costs.
Oh, yeah. I know CPS would love that. All right, well, that's all I have for legislative. The last item on the list is the 12.5. This is our City District Economic Development Committee report. Did you guys have a meeting with them this time?
Nope.
Okay, then it's just there. All right, and then we go to item 13. This is our governance items, approval for future meetings. Looks like we have next month's meeting scheduled for August 11th. It didn't get listed, but I guess the next month would have both
I think it's in
meetings again, or
small
are we just
print
doing
at the
one?
bottom.
Did it get put in a weird spot? I don't see it.
Oh.
It only has the committee meeting listed. Are we wanting to do, or are people traveling again next month? Are we just doing one meeting in August, or are we
I
doing
will not
both?
be there on the 11th.
Okay, so would we like to discuss moving that meeting up? I'm fine to move it out to be on the 20th. That's our first day of school.
All right, we do have
I
one
thought there was
scheduled
a
for the
meeting the first
20th,
day.
Yeah.
don't we?
It's not
Because I
on,
remember thinking,
Right.
oh my
I'm
gosh,
saying
it's
it's
the
not
first day of
listed,
school.
it's not listed in here.
Here.
So I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm wanting to discuss that. So if he's not gonna be here the 11th, I may be
Well-
here, but I might be traveling. You know, Brandon, it's like, it might be a travel day. We
I'll
might
be
get stuck on a
here.
plane somewhere. But I wanna make sure we have a quorum. But if we're not, do we wanna just have one meeting in August? Or like we do for this month?
I'm gone until the 15th.
Yeah,
After the
I'm
15th,
actually, so I'm okay to have 2 meetings in August on the
Okay.
11th and on the 20th.
Okay,
I know that the 11th, I probably will be here for. The 20th is a little iffy.
okay.
I'm actually a little iffy too. I don't know when I'm taking my kid to college, and that's one
Yeah,
of
I
the
know I'll be here on the
days.
20th.
Which day, the 11th?
No,
I know, yeah, I know.
fine.
I'll be
So
here.
Oh, okay.
but I don't know. But I don't know which.
Yeah, so I think we keep both on the calendar and,
change it tentatively.
and then change it if we figure out we need to move it. Because we don't know if Lenny's gonna be available or not, so,
That's true, we just need enough time to announce. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm gonna be here or not.
right.
He's not gonna be here, so I'm just worried that we won't have a quorum.
So on the 11th, I think we'll have a quorum. At
I
least-
may not be here, he won't be here, and we don't know
So
if Eleni will be
me-
here.
And Brandon and probably Eleni.
Probably Eleni, okay.
Yeah,
So but we wanna have both meetings next month,
I think at least have them on the calendar.
okay? I just don't know that we have a lot of agenda items for,
Present forecast in August.
then we,
Oh,
then
that's
we
a big
should have
deal.
That's a
both.
big deal.
Okay, then we
Yeah.
will keep both,
We'll keep both.
okay?
That's a new thing for August.
That's right, I keep forgetting it got moved, because that's not normal for August, now it is the normal for August. Look at you, on top of things. It's like we should give you a raise or something. Okay, so we will keep 11th, and on here, it doesn't list the 20th in the computer, but we will keep the 11th and the 20th. Can I get a motion to keep those two dates?
I moved to keep the 11th and 20th.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Atwood,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Ms. Ballard.
Yes. Right, 13.02, we're gonna go ahead and skip. It looks like it just got left in there. It's approval for future meetings and annual trainings, but we've already done that. Let's see, so last item is adjournment. Like to make a motion that we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Good night.